Hey guys, and welcome to some more Factorio sending supporters to space. And I've just placed a few chemical plants here, otherwise we're right back where we left off. And I did this just to kind of see if my thought process made any sense whatsoever here. So what we're doing is we're going to set up the cracking, and I'd like to get all the oil stuff actually completed this episode, if possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and just run this guy over here. There's some water, so he'll go in like that. The oil goes in there. And in fact, I could probably turn this on. Now, hopefully I'm not gonna need to move it. That would be unfortunate. And then these guys, I faced this way because we need 21 of them. And, well, 21 won't really fit this way very well. So hopefully this works. I've lined this up so the light oil pipe is lined up with this oil pipe. And then the petroleum, I think I kind of disconnect with wherever I run the output from these refineries. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll do that, and then we'll just clear a blueprint here, like that one. Always hit the wrong button. All right, so that's 10. So now what we'll do is we'll just take this and we'll go like that. It's gonna be quite long, but it really shouldn't make that big of a difference. And then we will just overlap like that. Okay, so then that is gonna go there, and the click and drag is so amazing. I can just walk and hold the mouse button, and I have to click each time for this copy paste. Okay, so there's that. Now comes the fun part, doing this, which really, I should probably just blueprint again. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring this out. I'm doing 3 because we have a multiple of 3, so that way it's actually going to work out correctly in terms of blueprinting. So that goes like that. He goes in, and then that goes there. So then to do this, going to need that and that, I believe. And that should be good to go. So let me clear this. I think it's shift right click. Yeah, shift right click on a blueprint will clear it instead of deleting the entire blueprint like I've done numerous times before now. So if we do that, that should work perfectly. There we go. With the fusion reactor and 2 roboports and 20 bots, I added some bots off camera into my personal stash. I think that's really the only thing I did off camera. Soon to be out of stuff. And wow, I can't believe that, jeez. Okay, so we need a ton of undergrounds. I'm not gonna make 33 of them by hand. No way, no thanks. So I'm going to run over. I'm really liking the look of this though. I'm gonna run over and grab some pipes. It's kind of deceiving, right? Like how much it actually takes. Could have sworn that however many we had was enough. It was what, like 40 something or 80 something. Either way, I really thought it would have been enough, but apparently not. Pretty much everything's turned off because there's no plastic, which is fine. That's why I stopped research intentionally. Do have 50 of those. I'm just seeing if perhaps there's anything else in here I want. I do have quite a few normal pipes. I'll grab a few more though, and should be about everything I need there. So let's head back over. They should get this built pretty quick. And then the plastic, I'm thinking we may want to, I don't know how many plastic things I want to do. I'm thinking 4 or 6 to start with. Essentially whatever it's going to take to compress an entire yellow belt. Because then I was also thinking for the circuit and plastic input to the red circuits, I was going to make that a red belt because a full yellow belt of plastic will be a full half side of a red belt, right? Because a red belt is double the capacity or throughput of a yellow belt, but I'm only using half of it. So theoretically, one full yellow should be half of a red. And see, this is just, that's really not what I want. Actually, that is kind of what I want, huh? It's really not needed for me to have those. Okay, game. I'll trust you. Ah, you can't keep up, bots. Oh, great. They're going to fly all the way back here, huh? Okay, so now I need to connect up the water. This could just be a straight line of pipe, honestly. I'm going to do that because it's easier. Now, when I really start caring about game performance and UPS, this is not a good idea. I just feel I should mention that because the pipes are actually pretty heavy on game performance. I would say probably second or third to belts. They really are quite heavy on game performance. So doing this is not optimal. However, as you can see, we're not even close. Even with research on where it may be 2 game update, this is like a 1/5 of the way. Actually even less. Probably like a 6th or 7th of the way to having issues. And this is not going to be our final build. We're going to do a beacon module one, and then I'll like super focus on conserving UPS and such. Got a power pole, so there's that. So in terms of trying to think, I mean, this is kind of a loop. This is kind of actually dumb. What I'm doing. Now I've lined this up. I wonder if the one on the end, I know I've run like back and forth like 5 times, but because this really makes no sense. Great. Okay, so I messed up. Thing about it, what I should have done is I should have lined this up with this pipe, because what I'm doing, it's not actually a loop, but it's really kind of silly because all the light oil is heading this direction, south to north, I guess. And then I'm tying it in here and sending it all the way back north to south, which really doesn't make sense. But I don't feel like moving these, and it's a bit of a messy pipe work to connect them the other way. So I'm just going to do this. I think we'll be fine. Again, it's not an actual loop because they don't connect at the end, but it is potentially something I want to avoid. So if I do this, there we go. So these guys are all working, which is good news. And then these need to actually route into here. Should be very straightforward, I would imagine, like so. Oh, too many there. And then this is going to somehow connect to our petroleum. That's where it gets slightly interesting. So we don't want to be too close. In fact, this is kind of the max. I'm trying to make this clean, but I mean, there's only so much you can do, really. Okay, so that's going to connect there, because what this is going to do is now actually output all of our petroleum into one place. And I'm just going down here because I wasted. I don't need this over there because it already has an output. Now I suppose we could actually split it, like I'd mentioned last episode, where the crackers, like the petroleum from these goes to this over here, and the petroleum from the refineries goes to plastic. But that's not really a good way to do it, I don't think, because things can vary back and forth, and I'm going to need more plastic by quite a lot than this and such. So I think just combining it all and letting it go where it's needed is a better idea. Now I did think of a build for this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this, and then what we're going to do from here is we're going to have a belt come down, and I can actually just connect to this, which is nice, because then we don't have to tear up this belt we already have. So that's going to go like that. Plastic and plastic, and then here and here like so, and we're gonna have to underground this, but this actually is not working quite how I'd wanted. I really kind of need the coal not there. However, this may still work. Aha! It will still work, albeit incredibly wonky. Oh dear. Okay, well, I could do belt weaving, I suppose, but this will work just as well, I think. There we go. Is it a bit, like, wonky? Oh yeah, you bet it is, but it will work. I think it actually looks kind of cool. Okay, so let's connect that up, and then these need some power somehow. Powering this, I was going to say is going to be a challenge, but really it's actually quite straightforward. So grab, and then they just need petroleum, which is quite easy because it's already here. So what we're going to do is going to run it like that, and like that, and then connect to there, and then this guy is going to connect to there. Okay, so these have petroleum. These guys should be ready to rock and roll, full blast, no shortages, and these are going to merge. And it looks like I probably need 6 for a fully compressed yellow belt, because this is obviously not fully compressed, but these are working fully, so I need to add a bit more, I think, than that. I'll have to think on if I want to do it the same way or not. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and hook this guy up. Like, I thought about rebuilding this, but really, like I said, we don't need a ton of this. I think I'm just going to leave it for now, because it hasn't failed us. The only part of it that failed was the fact that we didn't have enough petroleum going into it. So I think if we have enough petroleum going into it, shouldn't be an issue. Now, connecting this in multiple spots may not be the best idea ever, but we'll see. What I am going to do, though, is try to clean this absolute disaster of a something. In fact, let's rethink this plan, shall we? I misplaced, apparently. They don't want to waste that, so I'm going to let that drain. This can drain as well, I suppose. Oh, it's not that much. I'll let this drain, though. Well, actually, it won't drain. Just get rid of it. It's really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much at all. Okay, so there's that. And then water. Where's our nearest water connection? Comes our oil train. He is full because I did change. I don't know if I did this on screen or not. I did change the orders here to wait till full inventory. I figured that was better for this system than the whatever I had, like 10K or more previously. Yeah, I'm seeing if there's any nearby water connection. This over here might have to do. Now, there's no heavy for lube. We're okay on lube for now, and I did mention I want to do a separate build for that. So, I think I'm just going to make this an above ground pipe. It's almost more trouble than it's worth to do underground. This guy, let's just power him back on. And then this just needs a connection here, and everything should be good to go. I'm really excited about this, guys. This is good. This is kind of our first like bigger build, I guess, and everything is back online. It actually went a lot smoother than I expected it to. So he's barreled. He's stopped because we're full. We're full on lube barrels as well. Plastic is chugging along. These pipes are still like totally full, so we can definitely support more of this. Which really we should do because we're going to need to expand red circuits anyways. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this over a little bit because it's right in the way. So this is a little bit wonky, and I'm now noticing that there's a little bit of coal there we missed. I'm going to have to throw a miner down there. That's unacceptable. Can't leave any resources unmined. So we'll just stick a thing here. Not that it will do anything. Actually, what we could do, change plans. Is this in a roboport? It is. Sweet. So I'm going to just put this in the network. You know, who knows? We might need coal in the network for some reason. It's 503. It's not like it's going to overflow everything. So I'll just put that there. He's being delivered that. He's working. So let's add on a few more chemical plants. This can drain or not. I'll just get rid of it. The real question becomes, is this method going to work with 3 of these? I actually need 4 of these. I'm not sure. Let's make some undergrounds, though. So this was grabbing coal from the underground. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. We'll see if 3 is enough. If we need 4, I'm gonna have to rearrange this a bit. And this is actually just really awkward. I'm beginning to dislike this plan. It is backed up. Oh, the problem is there's not really... I mean, I could use long-handed. That long-handed would just be easier. I don't think they can export quick enough, though. Maybe. Just debating here, guys. This is what I have to do. Sometimes I just have to sit in silence and see and watch stuff, and then also maybe have an epiphany or something. So I guess we could try long-handed, see what happens. It would make this a ton easier, because what we can do, that underground needs to be there just so we can do this correctly, but the rest of this could be put back to normal. Same here. Get rid of those guys. Don't want plastic on our coal belt. Get rid of that. So then this one, because what we can do here, if we use long-handed, it's very simple. We just do this. Same design, just not crazy underground. And actually, if we want, I could rearrange these power poles. It's not really keeping up that well, huh? Yeah, I think I may need 2 per. Let's turn this guy on. Get some normal pipe. Oh, pet tool. I like totally didn't use it this episode at all. Oh, geez. Okay. I'm sure you guys will not have a problem speaking up about that. So those 2 went here. I'm putting this on this side just in case there's a 4th one. It can match the kind of pattern that this is using. But yeah, I don't think... See how there's still some left in here? I just grab all this. Now it's actually working, and to get full compression, we may actually have to do, believe it or not, we may have to do this underground trick that we do with the furnaces, essentially. Because the same thing would apply here. It's just a bit more wonkier here because I'm like undergrounding and then just coming right back up again, but that should work. Petroleum is still totally backed up in those pipes. I mean, this oil refinery is like huge compared to what we had, because before, not only did we not have not have advanced oil processing and cracking, it was essentially a 1/5 of the size, so we have a ton more output now. Which means that I could expand this quite a bit further, I'd imagine. Provided the copper lasts, and it looked like it does. So let's do that. So that goes right smack dab up against that. In fact, let's clear some trees. Again, inventory full of wood, but that's okay. I can just trash it. It could be used for burnables or something. Tons of shotguns, maybe. Alright, so those guys have cleared that. Yeah, so this just lines up. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so it's gonna go like that. I'm gonna get rid of that and rid of that, because this one, I don't actually have enough power poles or anything, probably, for that matter. I don't know, we'll see. What are we missing? Assemblers, inserters. I can make the inserters pretty easy. And we do have assemblers right over here, so let me grab some of those. I'm good on fast inserters. I might as well grab some, though. I'm good on long-handed. Okay. It's missing a assembler. There's that. And then this guy will literally just do the same thing. Well, not that. Whoops. We'll do the same thing we did here. So we need a splitter like that, and then this guy will just come straight out. Another splitter. Like so. See, now I'm using the pet tool. I just forgot. previously for some reason. Okay, so come down. Do that. I know this is a little bit weird doing it like this, but I think it works. That. Make sure all that's good. This build is getting kind of long. Nothing like the one in the relearning series where we built it like into a lake. That was a little bit ridiculous, but the real question will be, can the copper keep up? And I think probably it can. So this should be a fair bit. Now, actually more than that, the real question is, can this keep up? And it looks like we may need some red belt for this circuit plastic thing. So let's grab some gears and iron, because I do not feel like crafting a bajillion gears by hand. That would be unpleasant, to say the least. So we're going to need a couple of these. And then we're going to need quite a few of this. Now, I should automate this, but at the moment, I just want this to go. Oh, hey, right. So there's a thing to point out. You saw when I replace this, it automatically replaces the other end. That's a new thing in 15. It'll kind of like quick upgrade the other end of it, where before you had to do both, as you saw me try to do. So that's a really nice feature. Now, not all of this, we may not need all of this to be red belt. I'm going to do it that way anyway, because we will eventually. So this is going to be double the throughput, essentially, now. And this should still be pretty much full compression. It's not actually. And part of that is because this belt is actually not fully compressed. You can see there's a few gaps on that one lane. Which brings up the point of, why is that? Our red circuit production is going real good now, though. Yeah, in fact, it's quite clear. Maybe because the outside lane was backed up before? Yeah, there we go. Because now you see it's the same gap. Even with the underground trick. So it would say to me that we maybe need even more. We maybe need 8, 4 per side. But we can wait on that because this is still fine. Looking at production of red circuits in the last minute, we can see a fairly steady increase. Even the 10... Oh, there you go. Well, there's 10 minutes. Of course, well, some of that is because probably right here is when I actually turned the plastic on. But even then, you can see this was our first jump. I think potentially when I added the extra red assemblers, but they weren't all working because we hadn't red belted stuff yet. And then this one here looks like kind of where we're steady, and that's after adding the red belt, I would imagine. So there you go. Pretty significant increase. We're making 172 a minute, you know. Certainly not megabase scale, but not bad at all. Quite a lot more than what we were doing. And let's just go around and clean these up. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I got done what I wanted to do. We still need to do the lube factory. Not a huge rush on that, because again, we use very little of it. I just need to not forget is the key. Now the reds look good. They're doing their thing. However, copper for the green circuits is not looking very healthy. And it's like a full yellow belt coming down. I don't know if I need to red belt this. There's really not that many machines here. I'm not entirely sure why this is. The splitters act really weird sometimes. This should be a double lane. If this were 2 lanes, it would be enough. I may need to bring another lane of copper down and hook it into this side of the splitter, perhaps. Well, if I do that, I might as well just send the full lane down each side rather than even having a splitter here. But anyway, we'll figure that out later. I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'd love to hear any thoughts you have down in the comments. But we made some good progress. Not only did we finish our huge oil build over here, which reminds me I need a radar or something. Part of it is visible. And then we also added on to our red circuits quite a bit. May need to do even more. We also need to expand blues a bit more, I think. But that's for next time. Anyway, until next time, though, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.